What's up? I was just thinking about how there really used to be a sense of that I was living in a matrix before. Like there was really a sense here of that there is a matrix, and the matrix is wrong. It has tricked and trapped us into living in it and believing in it. And I guess the matrix was like connected to the ego, or like maybe it was the same thing. Yeah, like the ego was the matrix pretty much. Oh my god, what what a crazy ass story. It's really like a psychosis actually, because you're really living in this all, this filter of perceiving the reality in such a different way. However, of course that doesn't matter because there is no reality. So everything is just a huge psychosis, you can say, but for no one though, because there's no one here, there's no one producing it, receiving it, living it. So anyhow, that of course there's nothing wrong with any story. How could it be wrong when there is no one responsible anywhere? And there's not even like a place here, a place somewhere else. There's only this. There's literally only this. No separation. There is no body moving around in the world already. There are no separate thoughts that apparently appear in your head. Of course, they're not in your head, the thoughts are everywhere. It's just words, it's like sounds you can't really hear, and it's like images you can't really see, something very vague, right? And no one is producing this, it's just happening by itself. But I remembered when I thought I was living in a matrix, and how it just sucked the fucking juice out of life, because everything was just wrong and everything was a conspiracy. There were, it was just these forces going on of the dark and the light. And I mean, I guess it's a bit thrilling, but also like I didn't enjoy life that much because I thought I was living in a matrix, and this whole life was about getting out of the matrix. So what a fucking joke, like what a big joke, when it was obvious for no one though that this is it. Like the candle is already what was being looked for. This is unconditional love. This is absolute fucking freedom. Just this. Just sitting here in a chair. Just putting water in the hair so it becomes more curly. Ordering pizza from the store. Going to the gym on the other side. It's all already. Unconditional love. Absolute empty freedom. And what is being looked for? Everything is already what's being looked for, but you can never find it. No one can find it. No one can have it and experience it. What a paradox. What a dream. What a dream. And no one is doing that. There is no one inside choosing the stories. And there is no one choosing to live in separation or not, because there's already no one here. And nothing is even really going on. So free. Everything. This is already it. And it can be weird in a way. I remember like this, like overwhelmingly, like fuck, it's so free. You can't even understand how free this is. It's already this. I don't need to do anything. What? I've been looking, searching, doing my whole life, and this was already it. I could have stayed in my kitchen the whole time and just cook pancakes and watch YouTube, Yeah, fuck yeah, of course. But that's the thing though, there's no one choosing. It just seems to be this energy of a center, and suddenly there's a world, and it's real, and you are real, and apparently that can just stop, But there's no one there who is experiencing that. There is no one there who can even notice that you are not there anymore. So it's impossible to describe this. And of course, it's impossible to say that something even happened. Because to whom would it happen? And there's not even time and space. Nothing is moving and going anywhere. There is no presence. There is no past. There is no this. There is no moment. There is no now. So who could say that something happened? It's obvious that nothing ever happened. It's obvious that nothing is really going on. And at the same time, it's full on stories, of course. Full on stories of everything, just life, you know? Just life happening like this. But always going into nothing, in a way. Really like writing in sand. And there's a wave, constantly taking things. So yeah, nothing is going anywhere. There is no destiny. There is no... Everything has a meaning, but there's nothing wrong with these stories. There's nothing wrong with that. And who knows in the end? Like, I don't know, but since it's so obvious that there is no time, then yeah, I don't know. Like, what could lead up to something when this is already nothing? So yeah, it's so bad. It's really bad in that sense. There is no destiny. Nothing is happening for a reason. There is no higher force taking care of you. There is no one who can be aware. There is no awareness. There is no one to become one with. There is no universal consciousness. There is no God. It's fucking nothing. Nothing. So, I mean, how free is that, huh? That's so fucking free. Nothing is wrong. There's nothing wrong with anything. There's nothing wrong with any emotions. There's nothing wrong with feeling in a certain way, anxious, regret, guilt. No actions are wrong. There's nothing wrong with cheating, watching porn, having too much sex, having sex every day like a crazy person, being a criminal. Nothing is wrong. And that can sound very fucking radical and weird. It doesn't mean that there's someone here who is just like, oh, that man is killing a child, I'm just gonna watch because nothing is actually going on. No, that would be a concept. That would be a someone full of stories of nothing is going on, and I know that. I can then take a step back from reality and like have distance to what's going on. Of course not, it's immediate action. Maybe it's like picking up a knife and stabbing the fucking man in the back, you know? Don't kill the child. What the fuck, man? But nothing is serious. Nothing is serious. Of course not. And the characters have preferences. Like, I mean, if I was with someone and he would cheat on me, I guess this character would just be like, okay, I mean, that's not pretty cool, so let's just break up, bye, you know, like this. But it wouldn't be this story really happening about this and like thinking about it for days, weeks, years, and oh, this happened to me, oh, poor me, and you know, like it's just so obvious that the stories don't really mean anything, so they drop very easily. Like, if there is one story, you know, if the story isn't present, it's not there. It's not there. Like now, there is just sitting here, there's just a phone, there's just making a video, apparently, and there's no sense of that nothing else is going on. There's no sense of that, you know, Julia and what she is, what she do, what she likes, what she doesn't like. Like, there's no sense of a person. There's no one here. There's no sense of a fucking person. While with the center, the contractedness, there's just a sense of a person all the time, who you are and how you move around in the world according to all the stories that belong to you. But you didn't choose the stories. You didn't choose your thoughts. You didn't choose your emotions. So how could you then be responsible for your actions? What you did and what you didn't do, because you didn't choose anything that led up to the action. So you're not even there, you know? You're not there to do the action. It's just happening by itself, really like this, by itself. And there are no people even. There's not even people. It looks like people, there are no people. There's no one here. There's nobody here. There's not a body here. Like, really, there is no body here. It's just, it just looks like that. It seems like that. Amazing. Really amazing. How convincing it is. How stunning. How fucking stunning, you know? Anything can appear. Fucking anything can happen. Usually it seems to be just thoughts, and you know, they makes you miserable because you think of the future and how it will be, and you know, when we meet people, we try to fit them into our image of the world and how they will fit into your life, and if they will benefit your life or if they will make your life worse. There's always this judging going on, and no one is doing that. It just seems to be like that when there is the contracted sense, right? And of course, judgment can still happen. This isn't about becoming a fucking saint. Fuck no. That's just fucking bullshit. There are no saints. What the fuck would that be? Everything is already so fucking free. So of course not. Maybe you will be even more, mean or angry or judgmental, or, really don't take any fucking shit anymore and just like, I didn't like this is boring, I will leave. Like, who knows? There's no way of knowing. When the straitjackets, when they start to loosen, fall off, whatever, they're not really falling off, but just this energetic, when it's like loosening, it's like the stories also in a way drops of who you are and how you should act and be. But of course, it's not like you will become a beast. The thing is, you are already not there. So whatever is going on, it doesn't require a me. There is no fucking me already. So of course not. Nothing is done because of you. I'm sorry, you don't mean shit. You're not even there. You don't exist. So sorry, you can't take credit for anything. You never did anything. And you can't blame yourself for anything either, because you didn't do anything. And the same goes for others. There's no one to fucking blame. There's no one to blame. Nothing is going on. You're not separate from the phone. You're not separate from anything. You're not there. There's no one to be separate or someone to be in unity also. Just fucking emptiness. Empty and so fucking real and rich and alive at the same time, huh? Fucking stunning. Always the first time. Seeing the clouds, always the first time, but no one is perceiving. So it's impossible to describe. It's impossible to understand, to grasp. The story goes on by itself. It was always like that. It will always be like that. There are only stories. Without stories, nothing. But the stories are also already nothing. Not keeping track, impossible to keep track. Impossible to be self-aware, happening by itself like this. Immediate, so immediate. Full on laughing, full on crying, full on making a joke, full on saying the wrong things, full on apologizing, full on making someone feel good. Full on everything, really full on everything. Less excuses for being what you are, The character is how the character is. You don't have a character, so you're not in control. The character isn't yours. There is just a character appearing. But it's not really happening though. The character isn't separate from anything else. And yeah, nothing wrong with any stories. Nothing wrong with the story of wanting to be fit, wanting to have six-pack for the summer. So, you're spending your time with deffing and cutting and all this stuff. Nothing wrong with that story. Nothing wrong with not giving a shit, just going to festivals all the time, drinking beer, getting drunk, puking everywhere. What's wrong with that? Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with wanting to have children, wanting to be a good mother. Nothing wrong. Why would that be wrong, Nothing wrong with just laying in your couch because nothing means a shit. You just want to watch, your phone all day. What's wrong with that? Gaming, fucking World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, Sims, whatever. What's wrong with that? Nothing leads to anything. There is no time and space. Nothing's going anywhere. And it's already fucking complete. It's already complete. This is it. Everything I said is enlightenment, if we're going to use that word. There's not even like a connection to that word anymore. Fucking enlightenment. But everything is already this. Freedom. As that. Even as the agony, as the I hate my life, as the I wish to change. This neurotic, like fucking energies like this just bubbling in the body. You feel it like your body's gonna break almost. That's already it. No one choosing that. That's how freedom goes, apparently. This isn't a way, this doesn't look in a certain way, and there is no one experiencing it. So it's everything already. It's everything already. Whatever you're seeing, experiencing, whatever, that's already freedom. I'm sorry, it won't get better than that. This is already it. This is already it. So there is no one trapped in a matrix. There's only a story of a matrix, and that story is keeping you trapped in a matrix. But that's it. Just the story of a matrix. And you're not choosing to have it, and you can't choose to get rid of it, so to say. It can drop by itself. Maybe, maybe not. Here it dropped, just crumbled by itself, questioning, what the fuck? Who put this fucking nonsense in my head? Matrix, what the fuck? Why is it wrong to eat chips in my couch? Why is that a act of the lower self? Like automatic, starting to questioning and then crumbling and then not even remembering these stories anymore. No memory of it. Without the story of a matrix, there is no fucking matrix. Then it's just the world. It's so easy. It's so fucking easy. And so abstract and, big fucking paradox. Can't choose anything. And maybe you're fighting with the way the character is appearing, because according to you, according to this contracted sense of I am here and life should be in a certain way, you want life to go in that direction, but the character is going there all the time. So always fighting with itself. This sense of me is always fighting with what's going on, wanting to change it. Because it lives in separation. It is separation, That's it. That's separation. And all the stories, in the separation comes from that. So yeah, it can be horrible, painful, tiring. Like you're trying to be fit and happy, but apparently your character is lazy and loves junk food. Sorry, you can't do anything about that, apparently. You're not doing it. You're not in control. There's no one there. So yeah, in that sense, it's horrible. It's horrible. But of course, when this contracted sense starts to crumble or loosening up or going back and forth or just like poof, there's no one left to care. There's no one who gives a fuck. So then maybe it's just becoming fat and die of a heart disease. Or maybe, the junk food was because of, this sense of fucking contraction and the sense of separation and sadness and lack and fear and death and blah, 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 blah. And maybe it starts to drop off even. And suddenly there's not eating junk food anymore. Like anything can happen. There are no rules. There are no rules. And this isn't about having a better experience. This is not about having a better life. It can go in all directions. It can go into losing all your friends, losing your partner, not going to your work anymore because you always hated your fucking job, and now you're just living on minimum, and maybe you will live in a tent on the street. Like there are no ways, no guarantees. It's not about having a better life. That's bullshit. That's just a hopeful story. And of course, that's already freedom also. Everything is already freedom. Everything is just this. Everything. So yeah. Really everything, anything. All stories. Nothing wrong, nothing right. Nothing good, nothing bad. But of course there can be preferences and morals and ethics happening by itself in the moment, or maybe not happening because there's no one there keeping track anymore of how you should act. It's just acting and then not even maybe remember what happened because there's no one there to keeping track of memories. But that's already the case, that's already the case. There is also no one there keeping track of things. So of course it can be very tricky to remember things. What did I say? Who was that again? What did I do? Always like trying to look for the reality and how things went. When there is no past. There is no past. There is no now. There is no moment unfolding by itself. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Yeah. Bye.